The 2025 NFL Draft is now officially open. The Tennessee Titans are on the clock.
All right. So, I don't know if that was the first surprise that Roger Goodell was
By the way, in store, Illinois, not a swing state. Reminder.
So, here we go. The Tennessee Titans draft room in Nashville, Tennessee, where we had a terrific draft a few years ago, where Pat McAfee burst onto the scene right there in Lower Broadway. Here we are with the Titans now 30 seconds in. And Will Levis, as we know, struggled last year as a starting quarterback. Their first overall on the clock, in part because the offense couldn't get things going. It was very turnover prone. There's, you know, a lot of other reasons why a team is first overall on the clock. Daniel Jeremiah, this should be Cam Ward from all intents and purposes.
Yeah, they have a need. They earned that first overall pick with where they were. There was a lot of work needed to be done on this roster. They went out in free agency. They got a couple offensive linemen to come in. They've tried to make this young quarterback friendly for someone like Cam Ward. And Cam Ward, through the process, coming into the season, you're talking about somebody who's viewed as maybe a day 2 pick. But, man, we have seen this pattern happen over and over again, who guys stay in college, they play that extra year, and they vault themselves, in this case, all the way up to the top pick in the draft. He has the upside, the ceiling, when he gets there to compete with all the other top quarterbacks within the AFC. That's what type of ability he has. He's not there right now, CD, but there's plenty to dream on, and this is one competitive kid.
And you're talking about competing in your division and chasing C.J. Stroud. That's your first and foremost. But I think that he has earned this spot, Joel and Rich, because of this. The Tennessee Titans made him earn it through the process. I don't think they went into the idea that a quarterback was absolutely going to be their pick at number 1. They were hoping for that king's ransom that John Robinson got in 2016 when he was the GM. Someone make us an offer. We need help everywhere on this roster. But as they kept going through the process, kept evaluating, kept going through things, Cam Ward earned their trust, earned their respect, and they hope that he will be their Steve McNair going forward as this franchise gets kickstarted once again.
That's nothing new for him, though. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. At least, you know, when I'm sitting here, I'm looking at a guy that was a no-star recruit. You know, he barely got recruited to Incarnate Word. Their head coach was Eric Morris at the time. Eric Morris was the offensive coordinator at Texas Tech when Patrick Mahomes was a Red Raider. And Eric Morris was there at Incarnate Word. Then he took the job at Washington State. Guess where Cam Ward went? To Washington State.
Washington State.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then he winds up at Miami. And again, a no-star recruit with one offer to go to Incarnate Word, winds up at Miami his last year as a consensus All-American. He's going to get selected number 1 in the NFL draft. So you're talking about a guy just earning it in this process. He's earned it since day one in his college career.
And to DJ's point about him coming up through all of this Incarnate Word to Washington State to this, yeah, competitive, but he could have come out in last year's draft and been a part of that. He took the extra year with Miami and vaulted himself into this position. That's what DJ's talking about with a number of these quarterbacks in recent years.
I think he made more money last year.
Well, and right now, he's stuck in the vortex of the Titans apparently taking one for the team by taking all 10 minutes instead of just handing in a card with his name on it like we've expected them to do over the last few weeks. Kurt Warner, you've got the floor.
Well, guys, you know, DJ talked about him maybe not being quite there yet. That reminds me a little bit of a guy named Patrick Mahomes, where you watched him in college and he wasn't always clean with his technique. And, you know, sometimes you question the decision-making, but there was no question about the talent and the competitiveness. And that's what I see in Cam Ward. He has got those things, and you know, that arm strength and the ability to throw from different platforms is what makes you fall in love with Cam Ward. And so bring that competitiveness, bring that talent, clean it up a little bit, and I think Tennessee's got a really, really good quarterback.
And we just saw Brian Callahan on the phone, and they're beginning to pass it around, which means we're close. In the meantime, Daniel, let's take a look at some tape of Cam Ward.
Yeah, this is going to be fun tape to watch. A live arm. The comparison for me, body type, play style had some Baker Mayfield to it, and a strong, sturdy presence within the pocket. How about the power arm? Watch him get his feet in the ground and drive this ball into a tight window. The strength in the pocket. CD, you mentioned Steve McNair. This looks a little like McNair. His ability to shrug off a tackle and then still get the ball accurately down the field. Think about Caleb Williams last year. The ability to escape and create. He has some of those elements to his game. But as we're talking about things that need to clean up, there's times he's just trying to do a little extra, trying to make that special play, which has resulted in some mistakes, as you see here in these turnovers. He's gifted. There's things to clean up, but I'm excited about him, guys. And when I reached out to Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator at Miami, he talked about the energy, the positivity that he has, and his ability to handle adversity. How about this number? In 13 drives after a turnover last year at Miami, 7 touchdowns, 3 field goals for this kid.
The pick is in. Ian Rappaport, let's send things to you.
Rich, my understanding is the Tennessee Titans had significant interest from other teams in trading for the #1 overall pick. Cleveland Browns called, the Giants called, offered next year's one. The New Orleans Saints inquired, no deal. The Titans had their guy, their leader for the future.
30 seconds into the Browns being on the clock, 2nd overall. Again, presumably Travis Hunter is now officially in play. So is the 2nd overall pick in this draft. The Giants waiting word of what the Browns are going to do. Then they choose 3rd overall. In case you're wondering, the last time the Tennessee Titans chose a #1 overall pick in a draft, stuck and picked at #1 overall, they were the Houston Oilers back in 1978, and they chose Earl Campbell, who, as we all know, is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. No pressure for whoever we're about to hear. So the commissioners coming on out. Now the Browns, again, are a minute plus in. Boy, things will begin to get quite interesting. Certainly, if the name's not Cam Ward here, let's put it that way. But we are expecting it. I mean, the Tennessee Titans sent absolutely everybody from the top of the flow chart to everybody on the social media teams of the Tennessee Titans to the University of Miami Pro Day to record everything. And that's not to just hand off that content to another team, let's be honest. So it's now time for the commissioner of the National Football League to come out with his own 2 feet instead of 2 wheels to announce the first pick of this draft.
Come on. With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback, Miami.
So the expected is now official. And Cam Ward comes out of the green room. His night was as quick as we thought it would be. And he is the first overall pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, becoming the 3rd player from the University of Miami to be selected first overall in the common draft era. The last one was Russell Maryland. The one before that is Vinny Testaverde. And yes, as we are watching Cam Ward have his moment, I have to pass along that the Jacksonville Jaguars are now on the clock.
Incredible.
So the Browns took 2.5 minutes to field a call from Duval County, and the Jacksonville Jaguars have moved up from 5 to 2. 7 minutes until we hear that pick at the very least. In the meantime, let's give Cam Ward his due, Daniel Jeremiah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him at the next level. He's going to be able to expand the playbook, not only the play as it's designed, but his ability to extend and create as well. And it's ironic, CD, that as he mentioned the other day, he gets to go play with his favorite players and Calvin Ridley and company, who he shouted out the other night.
And the other part about it is we probably haven't talked as much about how much he loves the game and absorbs and can create. Got a story about when he first got to Miami. First day of practice, able to go ahead and decipher defenses, change things quickly, and I think we got a live one in this young man very quickly there.
Okay, so while we're watching Cam Ward again have his moment, with all due respect, we will talk more about Cam Ward in a second, but a major trade has happened. It took all of about 7 minutes for the first trade of this draft to finally hit, and it is Jacksonville moving up to 2. Ian Rappaport, take it away.
Rich,
In the meantime, we say hello to Jamie Erdahl right now here on the stage with the first overall pick in the draft.
Cam, you got a lot of #1s in your life. You started with one offer from Incarnate Word. You are now the #1 overall pick. How does this moment feel to you?
It's special. You know, God did everything for me. Him, myself, and my family. And, you know, I'm just blessed to be here. I'm ready to get to work, you know, with the Titans, with my teammates, and I'm just ready to get the process going.
We've seen you playing football, playing catch in the back all night long. You're staying loose. How ready are you to get to Tennessee and show them what you got?
Well, I'm ready. I mean, that's all I've been dreaming for. It was an opportunity to play in the National Football League, and they blessed me with it. So I'll make sure they get everything I got.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Greatly appreciate that.